There isn't.
There isn't? We're good to go? All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Season 2, Episode 30 of the Fantasy Guys. We are here. We are officially live. Of course, as you know, this is Omar T. To the left right there, you got the co-host, Moti in the building. And then another to the left of me right here, you got the guest, but I don't know if we can even call him a guest because he's been around for such a long time with us. And that is Ziad Elhady. Shout out to Z. He's in the building today. We are officially live. Billy Buckets and Abee Abraham both could not make it to the show today. We hope to see them, inshallah, next week. But we are here, ready to have a great show, ready to talk some sports. Since Billy and Abee are not here, we don't really have much LOL League updates to give you. But we will be talking about Detroit sports. We'll be talking about the NBA playoffs. We'll be talking about Lamar Jackson. And, you know, I know it's probably a little bit later, but maybe we could even dive into the Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark situation and share our thoughts on that as well. But before we do that, I do want to say, be sure to subscribe to all of our pages. You have YouTube, Oz Media. You got Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to the show later on Apple and Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. And if you want to call in, the number is 313-306-1750. Again, the number is 313-306-1750. Feel free to call in if you agree or disagree with what it is that we're saying. Call the phone. I got it right here, right next to me. I'll answer it, and we can definitely hear your thoughts, and you can share your 2 cents with us. With that said, you got to give a shout-out to the sponsors. You know, we got BC Adhesives, Balkan House, Qahwa House, Hanley, International Academy. You got Unique Coney Island, Hammer Time True Value Hardware, and then you got the new one. You got the new one, which is Juice Box in Hamtramck. Shout out to Hakeem and everyone over there at Juice Box. We're going to actually be there this Saturday. Ziad, I know you said you go straight to Tarawih and you go home, but maybe this Saturday you could maybe change up your schedule just a little bit and stop by Juice Box because 100% of their donations this coming Saturday, April 15th, will be going towards e-toys for kids in the Hamtramck/Metro Detroit area. So they're going to be doing a donation. This Saturday we'll be actually going live at midnight at Juice Box at their new courtyard area that they have, patio area. So again, this Saturday, you know, 100% of their donations going towards e-toys. Stop by and try some delicious drinks. Shout out to Juice Box, Yusuf. Go ahead and run that ad, and then we'll get started on the show right now.
Juice Box in Hamtramck. Juice Box in Hamtramck is a new business that we've all been waiting for. Juice Box in Hamtramck. Juice Box in Hamtramck is a new business that we've all been waiting for. If you're looking for a place with the best smoothies, milkshakes, ice cream, crepes, cereal bars, and slushies, then Juice Box in Hamtramck is your one-stop shop. You can try things like their Biscoff or Nutella shakes, crepes, watermelon blasts, strawberry burst or mango smoothies, as well as cereal options such as Fruit Loops, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and Fruity Pebbles. They even have a comfortable outdoor patio/courtyard area that you and your friends can enjoy while trying those delicious drinks. So be sure to stop by Juice Box in Hamtramck. Location is 11647 Joseph Campo Avenue, and be ready to leave there with a big smile on your face. And if you're on the run, order your drink from their new Juice Box app, downloadable on all of your smartphone devices.
All right, we're back. I don't think you muted us, Yusuf. So I just want to throw that out there that Juice Box, by the way, their app will be coming out soon. All right, it will be coming out soon. I just wanted to run that ad mentioning it because inshallah it will be out sooner rather than later. But with that said, first of all, how you guys doing, fellas? Everybody all right, man? Moti, you good, man?
Yeah, very good.
How's everything, Z? We haven't seen you since, the fantasy season? That's the last time you were here?
Yeah. That's usually when I pop up. But I did want to say Ramadan Mubarak to you guys.
Thank you, man.
To your viewers and listeners, and if you're not Muslim, then it's a holiday weekend. Pick one.
Yeah.
You know,
it's a bunch of holidays.
You know,
A bunch of holidays this weekend.
It's like a shotgun right now.
Yeah.
Just pick one.
Everybody's celebrating something these days. But alhamdulillah, like you said, Ramadan Mubarak. We're actually about 12 more days now. We're in day 18 today.
Yeah.
So it's moving. It's moving. So
Hey, don't go ahead.
I'm sorry. So shame on you for playing that delicious Juice Box ad.
Yeah.
You know, that because all that stuff sounds delicious. So
Yeah.
I'd have to go check it out.
Well, you might have to mute your ears then because we got a couple more coming.
Man.
Yeah, we got a couple more coming. What's good, Moti? Everything good, man?
Sambo, Coney Island.
Yeah, you got Unique. You know, we might have to run the Qahwa House ad, and we got Balkan House, so we might have to do all those.
Is it Maghrib yet?
No, not yet. Sun is still blazing right now, man. Alhamdulillah, though, man. So we can start off with Detroit local sports, okay? You know, we can start off with the Detroit Pistons because their season's officially ending today. And I want to give the Detroit Pistons a round of applause, Yusuf. So go ahead and give them boys a round of applause, okay? Why am I giving them a round of applause? Because they managed to be bad again this year. And as much as I did want to see a good team, it got to the point of the season where you'd be like, okay, let's hopefully be bad so that we could enter the Victor Wembanyama sweepstakes. And we are officially in it. Enjoy this next month and 6 days or 7 days because the lottery, by the way, is May 16th. And I'm going to dive into how that's probably the biggest day in Detroit Pistons history since the 04 finals. All right, that's what I'm calling that. May 16th is probably the biggest day in Pistons history since the 04 finals. But enjoy it because in every mock draft, they're going to have Wembanyama going to the Pistons. And so I know it might not be official with the lottery system and how it works. At least we could see it, envision it, and, you know, hopefully dream it and like kind of like start putting pieces together to think that he will fall to us. First of all, what are your thoughts? Like, are we all on the same page? Yes, that's what we want. That's what we're hoping for. You know, we can start off with you, Z. That's what you're.
I mean, yeah, he's generational talent, right? I mean, it's, just watching this guy, he's a beast. I'm just more tired of losing, tanking. I mean, we haven't been relevant since the going to work Pistons. I know we snuck in at what was it, 17 or whatever.
Yeah.
And we got bounced out. We we got swept by the Bucks, but it seems like we have that guy. We're good. I know that we're young and everything, but yeah, I mean, I hope we get this guy. But it's the lottery. You never know what spot you get until you get it.
And I know Moti, we were talking about this, I think, earlier this week. We are fine with also, like, this is a good year to have a consolation prize of the second or third pick.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's 3 very great players coming out of this draft with Brandon Miller from Alabama, and then you got Scoot Henderson from the G League as well. 3, I think, players are going to come into the NBA and is going to be impactful. Moti was talking about at number 2, he would rather have Brandon Miller than Scoot. Am I correct, Moti?
Absolutely.
And why is that?
First of all, he's good at passing it to the shooter.
Yeah.
All right.
Do you have the tish? That's a good time to hit that line right there, Yusuf, if you want to do that, by the way.
You talk about the drums?
Yeah, the drums. You know what I'm saying? But did you get that? Did you get that pun from OT?
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. So no. But in all seriousness, Victor is on a tier, on his own.
Yeah.
And then it's the next tier. So the bad thing about the NBA is the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got, 3-4 teams that have the same percentage of getting, the number 1 overall pick.
And it doesn't mean they're going to even get the number 1 overall pick either.
No, but I'm saying, like, I would rather, like, the Pistons are a bad team, bro.
Yeah.
As the
almost historically bad.
Yeah, and for the NBA, I know the NBA plays with markets too. They want certain markets to be better than others, and Detroit, I think Detroit's like right there in the middle.
Yeah.
But in my opinion, one of the best sports cities in America. In my opinion.
I would co-sign that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I was reading this article about the NBA would want Victor to go to Houston. Houston's a bigger market for the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than Detroit, and I think bigger than Orlando or whatever. It was the bottom team.
San Antonio.
San Antonio was the
Yeah.
bottom teams. You know what I'm saying? And that's what sucks for us. You know what I'm saying? So when you said, round of applause for them for, being one of the worst teams, I can we have to wait to see the lottery first.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To see if it was worth it.
I mean,
know what
we
I'm
set
saying?
ourselves up at least to be in the best case scenario that we can control. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I think top 3 pick or else it's crazy, right?
We cannot be no worse than 5.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. But if we are 4 and 5, that is a heartbreaker. I'm gonna be honest.
Sure.
with you. Like,
100%.
this whole season goes to the garbage because I'm not gonna lie to you. That 4 or 5 drop off, like you said, tier 1, tier 2, it's like tier 3, 4, 5. Like
They got the Twins going there.
yeah, they got the Twins going there, and I mean, those guys are going to be solid, but, man, to me, Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson are like potential all-stars. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Victor Wembanyama is like a superstar. Brandon Miller and Scoot Henderson are potential all-stars. And then those guys are like, you know, I mean, I don't know. Obviously, we don't know, but I'm just going off of what I've been reading, and that's kind of the vibes I've been getting.
What are the Pistons' needs, you think?
I mean, I think at number 2, I think Scoot is a better prospect, but Brandon Miller fits our team way better because we got Ivy and Cade Cunningham. You know what I'm saying? So we got those guys. And we can dive into the Pistons because what I was going to say, there's a couple things I want to say. First of all, the only 3 players I would care to come back for the Pistons next year is Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Jalen Duren.
Damn.
I think James Wiseman was a great pickup because he's still relevant in terms of a trade piece. Like there's a franchise I'll be like, oh, go ahead, we'll take him. You know, if you guys want one of our veterans. The Pistons got money. The Pistons are saying they're going to spend. But most importantly, Dwayne Casey's going to be gone.
Yeah.
He is going to be gone. It's already happening. When I heard that interview, I mean, I already had that feeling, but they had that interview with Dwayne Casey, and he was like, I'm going to do whatever the front office thinks is best for me.
They already told him.
Yes, that's that nice way of saying, like, we're probably going to move on, but they're probably going to try to still keep him somewhere, maybe.
Front office.
Yeah, in front
or
office or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that's the first big move that the Pistons need to make. And listen, I know that this guy had some allegations going on.
I was
But
thinking about
I'm
him too.
telling you,
I was
if
thinking about
we
him too.
get him, I forgot. I'm drawing a blank.
Yeah, I know
right
you're
now,
talking
man.
Former Celtic.
Yes,
do
yes.
whatever.
Yes.
That's all right.
Listen, man.
I like him.
Listen, dude.
That's his house, man. I mean, I'm not
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, to me, that's one of those things where it just got out there, and that's why even Nia Long said like she was mad that Boston put it out there. She was upset. Like, she was like that, you know, she was told us they were not gonna, you know, put the things out there, and she was actually mad at Boston for what they did as well. So, long story short, man, you know, he sees Wembanyama, Cade, and Jaden Ivey. You tell him, and Jalen Duren. I think any coach would be like, I'm jumping ship. Even if we have like Brandon Miller or Scoot Henderson on the team, like, dude, that's a great 4 young pieces right there. With James Wiseman, by the way, too, if we didn't want to let him go.
I got a question for you guys. Are you guys concerned a little bit with Cade's health, though? I mean, he's young. He's
Not yet, but next year's a big year for him.
okay.
It is a big year for him because this is 2 straight years. I think with the injury this year, I'm not gonna lie to you, the Pistons just played it smart, man.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, you know, that's what I think that they did. They were like, oh, okay, he's hurt. They just kind of punted the season, kind of thing.
Yeah, it was early in the year though, but they did punt the season pretty much because they kind of probably seen that like what was our ceiling this year? You know what I mean? 30 wins. That
I
was
mean, we
probably our
definitely
ceiling.
hit the floor. We found that out.
Yeah.
No, I mean, as far as
it was rough. I know you gave a round of applause to the Pistons for every the round of applause goes to the fans that watched it.
Yeah.
They were like 3 of the last 24. Or,
Yeah, they're terrible.
I mean, they were giving out tickets for free.
yeah,
You know, so they were making off the, you know, what I'm saying, making money off the concession stands.
yeah.
But as far as Cade's injury, man, I ain't gonna lie to you. I felt like he could have came back in January.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, they were saying he was practicing, you know,
Yeah.
doing 5-on-5. So they definitely played it safe with him.
Yeah, for sure. But overall, like, what are your thoughts on me saying that, like, I don't care if, I mean, all I want to see is those 3 guys back. Like, what are your thoughts? I mean, James Wiseman obviously is another piece, but I'm going to be honest with you, anybody else, goodbye.
Well, I'm looking at it from the money perspective. Like, if they're saying they're about to spend money, don't you want to fill out the rest of the roster with these low minimum, you know, salary guys?
Yeah.
And, you know, guys like RJ Hampton, right? I'm not going to lie, man. He's actually playing okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And he wouldn't mind coming back on a league minimum. You know what I'm saying? And then as far as like signing like a big name guys, like I think we could just ride our roster with the guys we got, man. So you'll let go of the backup Isaiah Stewart. Isaiah Stewart to me is a good backup.
He is. He's a great backup. I just think he's a good trade piece.
Ooh.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, I think he is one of our best trade pieces. Even James Wiseman, even Killian Hayes. Like, and I don't know if any team would actually want Killian at this point, but Killian Hayes to me, you know, had
He's
a
a good
decent
backup,
year.
too.
Yeah, he's a good backup. And you're right in terms of the contract part of it because they're all cheap. and it's good to keep him. But Isaiah Stewart, I mean, I think he's up for a contract after this year, right? If I'm correct, it's about that time for Isaiah
I
Stewart.
think he got last
Like one more year next year, yeah. So it's like he's getting to that point.
No, so okay, so you guys, we're going through the draft process, right? We have Cade, we got Ivy. Let's say at small forward, that's our need, right?
Yeah.
On this team. Let's say it's whoever it is, all right? And then you got your power forward, Duran.
Or Bogdan.
is
We
he
still got
third?
Bogdan, you know that.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we still got Bogdan Bogdanovic. So he's another trade piece, but he's a piece that I wouldn't mind keeping because he's actually not that expensive.
Then he's gonna play the 3.
Yeah.
And then Brandon Miller or Victor is playing the 4, and Duran's the 5.
That's a nice lineup. I'm telling you.
So no, I'm saying. So you said they want to spend money. Why? To where?
I mean, they could probably get a. I heard Draymond. I mean, Draymond might be a trade target. I heard Golden State might be.
Draymond is good
Would you
where
mess
he's
with
at.
Draymond?
Yeah, he's good where he's at. I mean, if you asked me years ago, then yeah. But is he the guy that can carry a team?
No.
No.
But I think that with the young team that we have, and bringing him in. I mean, listen, I'm just throwing his name out to be honest.
I have a name. It would be crazy. We'd have to give up a lot, but he's gonna get shopped around. Luka.
Oh
No.
What?
No, I gotta-
He's on year 1 of his supermax deal. We got the money. Yeah, we would have to trade a lot.
Heck yeah, no. Luka is
who we're gonna?
face.
Who? Yeah,
He's
no.
the face of Mavericks. What are you talking
No,
about?
he's gonna get shopped. They're saying
he's
that.
getting shopped.
This is his last. Again, he's gonna give him one more year.
Yeah, he wants to be in a contender.
I think he'll be
I know
in
we're
Dallas
not
next
that
year.
contender, but I mean we're like
Bro,
in
that's what these
position, too.
superstars do, so they can have the front office do some work.
Yeah, I mean that's what's
Bring
gonna
in some,
happen.
bring in some.
You might
help.
be right. Yeah, you might be right. I mean, and they tried with Irving, and
I never
know.
liked that. I ain't gonna lie.
you didn't. I mean, everybody was super high on it. I think I forget what they were like one of the favorites to win it all.
I just want people to know that I don't think it's really Kyrie Irving's fault.
It's not.
I'm starting to learn that Luka Doncic can't play with another star on his team, man. He's really struggling to do that. Like you go watch his body language.
He's ball dominant.
He is. He's ball dominant, and I don't know, man. I'm a big fan of Luka. I think he's a great player. I just don't know if he's a great team player, man. Like, you could just see body language, man. Like body language on him and then his teammates. He's just one of those guys that's just so good that people probably don't just complain because he just makes buckets, but
he's pretty good.
he's very good.
I heard I heard Tim Hardaway Jr. Got into it with him a few times.
Exactly. Like, and I don't guarantee you, it's probably that's the only one that came out, or else there's other situations probably has happened. But a player that really might be shopped around that I really would like because I'm hearing that he's starting to say that he don't like where he's at, Jaylen Brown.
Jaylen Brown.
I'm telling you guys, I mean, I don't know if the Celtics would give him up, but I think that if one of them have to go, it's probably going to be him.
Absolutely.
And, to me, man, I think Jaylen Brown, he would be the star on our team. And, he'd be the go-to player, come in and play small forward for us easily. And,
But what does that do to the development of Cade and Jaden?
I mean, I think we need one more player anyways. Even with that rookie, we need one more, Listen, right now I feel like the Pistons are in year 1 of rebuild. Whatever has happened in the past happened.
Year 1.
Yeah, unfortunately, like if you're looking at it now, I think they're in
What,
year
did they
1.
hit the reset button?
No, no.
Yeah, they
if
did.
If they're gonna make the head coach and replacement,
Yeah.
and then you're right.
So now,
I think it's weird that he's going to the front office. Just get rid of him. Is this just so he could save face? Is that what that is?
No, I mean he still owes money on his mortgage for his house.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he is on a 1-year deal left. I don't know how that works if you're like a coach and you switch jobs, if that money changes.
Oh, he has one more year.
Yeah.
Oh, then there you go. That's the reason.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but I think if we get Victor, we leap a year, man.
Oh, for sure.
We leap a year.
for
Like we
sure,
jump to
yeah.
year 3.
And then what? And then we plan our downtown Woodward.
Play-in.
Dude, I'm telling you right
parade,
now,
right?
if Victor Wembanyama comes to Detroit, that's what I was gonna say. So it's Tuesday, May 16th is the lottery. For those that are watching or eventually watching, we need to y'all need to circle that calendar. 8 o'clock is the draft. Maybe 8:30 is when it officially begins. Y'all all need to stop what y'all doing. By that time, it's gonna be around Maghrib time. Y'all need to Salih Maghrib, all right?
Hey,
Make
it's
dua.
holiday weekend, dude. Call everybody
Yes.
in.
Tuesday, May 16th, guys. If Victor Wembanyama comes to Detroit, there needs to be a parade because, dude, he is not going to just change. And we're going to talk about the Lions, and then we're going to talk about all the other Detroit teams. He's going to change the Detroit market, bro. Like, we got a question from the great Yusuf T saying, better prospect, Victor or LeBron. Like, he is the greatest prospect coming out since LeBron James, guys. Like, this is a franchise and city-changing pick. I'm going to have so much anxiety going through my body that day. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Like, I already know, like, edge of my seat, like, lottery balls are going to decide the fate of a city, guys. Like, I don't understand. Like, the city of Detroit can change, Muhammad, by Victor coming, and he's going to be on a rookie deal. We can go all in immediately when we get Victor. We got KJ, Jalen Durant, and Victor Wembanyama, and we got money.
That's kind of why Dallas did what they did, right? I mean,
We can go all
I'll
in.
take it.
That's crazy about Dallas.
You know,
Situation. I think Mark Cuban was mad because that's when the news came out with the Golden State thing, and that they declined the what do you call it when you protest?
Yeah.
So don't forget that guy. That quietly happened, and then the next day was the game, and he did that. I mean, Mark Cuban, come on, he's the type of person that would do that. He's like that kind of guy.
It's just it's kind of twofold. One, so that they're in the lottery for Victor.
Yeah.
That's one, and two, it's because their draft is protected if it's top 10.
yeah.
But it's just probably another reason why Luka's probably angry because they did it on Slovenia night or whatever.
Yeah.
So it's more of a slap. They're like, all right, you can play a quarter and then you got to ring it back in.
Yeah.
No, but I'm done with the hype talk.
Yeah.
All right, like all that hype talk, all that, let it happen, man. Let's see. Like even like I know we're gonna talk about the Lions, but Detroit needs this, man. I mentioned
For
that Michigan or Detroit
Yeah.
is one of the best sports cities in the United States. Think about it, Amar. We have 4 major sports teams, and we also got 2 major colleges.
And we got a lot of history that goes with it.
Right,
I mean,
that's what I'm saying. So just think about another city. Do they have that?
I read a stat.
Go ahead.
I should have screenshotted it. The Red Wings was like the 3rd worst playoff drought in NHL.
Yeah.
The Tigers was the 1st worst playoff drought in MLB. I think the Pistons were the 2nd worst playoff drought in NBA, and the Lions were like the 2nd worst playoff drought in NFL, or maybe the worst. We have the top 3 worst playoff droughts in every major sports. Like, what did we do?
So what would happen if one of those teams make it? A, the Lions. I'm giving you some of the Lions. People don't understand how crazy the city would be.
For the Lions?
We're going to dive into the Lions, man. I don't want to dive into them yet because we're going to get hyped. We're going to save them to the last.
Yeah.
But any final comments about the Pistons, man? I just want people to know, man, Tuesday, May 16th, I had to look that up, make sure that was the day of the lottery. Like, I really believe, I'm not joking, I think it's the biggest day in Detroit history since the 2004 NBA Finals, Moti. Like, real talk. Like, it's even bigger.
No, I get it.
It's even bigger because we lost to San Antonio. So I'm not even saying 2005 finals. I'm saying the 2004 finals because we won. Like, I really believe if Wembanyama comes to Detroit, don't be surprised. You know how our fans are. It might be a little parade. You might see people going outside, going crazy.
That spirit of Detroit, he's gonna have a Pistons jersey on that day.
Yeah.
That's funny. Hey, Ziad, when the Pistons won in 04, did you go outside in a Ziff?
Oh man, come on! Man. I was in my 20s. You know what I'm saying? Early 20s. Come on, man. Forget about it. It was
a party.
It was a great time to be alive.
No, we went to downtown Detroit.
Hey, man, I go even further back. I go back to the Bad Boys, man. I'll tell you about what that was like. Those are great times, man. It's been so long too. I mean, it's the teams that were good, the Celtics that were good at that time, and everything. Cavs, they went through this bad period, and then they got better again. And it's like we have this long arcs. This is what I'm kind of it's fatigue. And you're saying it's year 1 of our rebuild. It's really demoralizing.
It is. It is sad. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's very sad. Just quickly thoughts on that. So you mentioned Bad Boys. Isaiah Thomas low-key's been shooting back at people this last week or two. Yeah, I was gonna say, what are your thoughts on that? Like,
I love it.
Do you feel like it's like him, like
it's what
can't get over some stuff?
It's what I miss. It's what I miss. Now, it's great. Everybody gets along. It's nice. The friends and family club that is the NBA and everything. But I love a good chirping and they'll take this stuff to the grave with them. The anger that they have. This is what I remember. So
yeah, because he's been going at it with a couple people. Charles Oakley, obviously Michael Jordan,
and that's bold. I know it's not Charles Oakley of old, but it's still Charles Oakley. And if you look him up, guys, go ahead and YouTube his clips. The guy, man, He was not a basketball player. He was an enforcer.
No, but I mean, if you guys are catching what Isaiah Thomas is saying, he's staying straight facts.
He is.
Yeah, for
He's
sure.
sticking
You know
to
what
the
I'm
facts. That's for
He's
sure.
sticking to the facts, and the other guys, they're getting mad because, nobody has ever talked to them like that, or nobody has ever confronted them like that. So that's why they're saying, they're a little angry. But who the hell is Charles Oakley, man? Like I'm saying he's a reserve. Like reserves.
I know he wasn't the super.
It's like
he
John
wasn't the
Sally
Jordan.
talking, right?
Right? Yeah. Yeah. He's of course he's not the Jordan. He's not even the Ewing. But he's he was, like I said, he was the enforcer. He was the guy that he was the muscle. He was the Mahorn.
Nobody ever said. Oh, we won because of Charles Oakley.
Maybe
I mean, they brought up Mahone before.
Maybe
Lambeer and Mahone.
Right. Maybe if you're in a street fight, you would win because of Oakley. But yeah, I don't know about Oakley winning you ball games. But it was entertaining. But I do like that Isaiah. He's the fly in everybody's ointment.
Yeah, he is. Like
nobody likes him.
nobody likes him.
I do. I'm super fan of Isaiah. Hands down, in my opinion, he's the best point guard
And the mainstream
All
media
time.
all time.
See,
better
All
than
time.
he can't be better.
I'm
than
a
Magic.
I'm a little bit biased.
Yeah.
But
Mainstream media just wants to not like Detroit, especially the bad boys area, and like everybody's like teaming up against. Like I feel like they're till this day their backs are against the wall. All the bad boys area players.
yeah.
It's crazy.
Not more than Isaiah though. He gets the worst. He's
for sure.
he's the lightning rod of it. You don't really hear anybody say anything bad about Dumars and
Yeah.
and
because Dumars don't talk.
Yeah, he doesn't.
But if you guys think about it though, Isaiah has good relationships with a lot of good people.
I mean,
I'm not saying
Yeah.
that he's not like hated by everybody. I'm talking about even current NBA players praise Isaiah. I've heard people say, yeah, I just don't follow with Isaiah. He's still keeping these relationships.
He was a hardworking player, man.
Yeah. I mean, and by the way, as far as business, he's very successful businessman. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. Well, we're gonna go ahead and run. We're gonna run on the second ad of today, which is Unique Coney Island.
Let's get it.
And then we are going to go ahead and talk about the lonely Detroit Tigers, and it's only been a week, and I already feel like this is the second Detroit team that is gonna be tanking really soon, even if they don't mean it. All right, go ahead, Unique Coney Island.
Unique Coney Island. Unique Coney Island is famous for their original unique pita, homemade chicken lemon rice, unique chicken qalaba, shawarma, gyro, and much more. They also have a reward system there, where every 100 points you get $7 off your next meal. Their location is 33102 DeQuinder Road, Sterling Heights, Michigan. Shout out to Sambo, Big Nate, Big Nasty, and everyone over there at Unique Coney Island for the best conies around.
All right, so Detroit Tigers, man. We were watching them the other day together. We were floating together as a family. Then we got a chance to see the Tigers, and they won. And it was like, okay, that's what's up. I don't know what it is about AJ Hinch, but he has the Astros number for some reason. Like, he really does. But now I watch him, and we realize, man, it looks like we're going to be another bottom 10, bottom 5 team in the MLB. Don't be surprised if we're the worst team in MLB, to be honest with you. What are your thoughts, guys? Ziad, you're nodding your head.
I don't even know where to begin. Like it's like you walk into a room that's just a disaster.
Yeah.
Like where's the shining star here? Like
There's none.
There's no good batting. There's no good pitching. There's no good fielding. We're just getting spanked. Like 14 runs and 12 runs. Like what's going on?
Honestly, if I had to point, I think the Tigers are in the worst out of all Detroit sports right now.
Yeah,
They're in the worst.
Like at position,
Yeah.
And we have been. I mean, and it was crazy how close we were to that World Series not too long ago. And then we just smacked, fell right into our face. And I get it this year, especially with Miggy being his last year and his his farewell season and everything. They weren't gonna do anything. I think the biggest problem is the ownership. I think Chris is not his father. He doesn't have that drive. Like when Mike Ilitch when he was sick and he was like about to go, he wanted to see a winner, and then that's what we went and tried to see. We have nothing in our farm system. Like I don't know where. Like this is one of those where it's just a disaster. I don't know where to begin.
Complete disaster. Moti, what are your thoughts?
I think with the Tigers, injuries are becoming a factor. They just keep having injuries in key places. You guys mentioned bad pitching. All their good pitchers are hurt. You know what I'm saying? Or, and then as far as like a guy like Austin Meadows, like, I'm big on mental health and I get it, but a guy like him just needs to step away from the game.
Yeah.
Because this is a reoccurring thing, and he's just taking up a roster spot, or, sometimes you need to take some time off, man. You know what I'm saying? Get your mind right. But he's a big player. You guys have to remember when we traded for him, he had 28 home runs the year before.
Mm-hmm.
So we expect that at least. He's still young, like 26, 27 years old. Even guys like Torkelson, we're still waiting for him to get around. It's just,
He showed glimpses and signs, Torkelson, but
my man hit a home run
Yeah.
in the Houston series, which I
Yeah.
think was a nice home run. But
Yes, it was. I think it's still in the air.
yeah, it was a blast. But I mean, during the spring ball, he didn't hit one.
Right.
So that's kind of concerning there with him.
Bro, my man was the first overall pick, man.
Exactly, we're
Yeah.
expecting things from him, for real.
Like, let's be real right now. Like,
No.
come on, guys. Like,
Riley Green is the only good player on our team.
and that's sad. Because
Yeah,
he's been hitting a
you know
lot
what
of
I'm
ground balls lately.
Yeah.
He's a ground ball hitter right now, and he's been a little struggling too. And I just want to say that the Austin Meadows situation, like, definitely he should step away from the game. I was reading about that today and how, he decided to go on the IL. But we're sleeping on that trade. Like, why are we not developing players? Isaac Paredes is the third hitter on the Tampa Bay Rays, and that's
Yeah.
who we traded for.
And they're undefeated.
Yeah.
Like, guys, what's going on? We need to rip 16 pages out of, they say rip a page. We need to rip 16 pages out of Tampa Bay's and Oakland A's book. Like, they somehow find a way to do it with not a big, bankroll budget. And, like, we traded Austin Meadows for Isaac Paredes. I recently read there's a player on the Dodgers we had in our farm system.
Trace Thompson.
Trace Thompson is balling.
Clay Thompson's
Yeah.
brother.
Yeah.
He's balling for the Dodgers, who's a World Series favorite for the last 5 years, and we couldn't find a way to get this guy on the field.
So yeah,
Hey,
so
let me
our scouting is it's horrible.
Scouting,
Yeah,
coaching, even AJ Hinch is on hot seat to me.
Yeah.
That's a sad thing because I really like him.
Yeah, I
And
mean,
we're gonna end up
I'm able to
forcing
really like look back. I'm right quick at AJ Hinch, because AJ Hinch, I don't like people that be khada'ing me. All right, guys that khada'a me, I gotta see how they khada'a me.
All right.
All right,
Speak on it.
he was a coach for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Horrible seasons there. Goes to Houston. He got to cheat to win. He had to find ways to win. Yalla.
People say he's a great coach, though, man. People say
Hold on. Come to Detroit.
Detroit. He's in a terrible situation, Mohammed.
Yo, but where is the improvement?
The roster got worse. I feel like, man.
Yo, these dudes blame me for the charity game.
No, I don't. I mean,
All right, no. I thought all blame,
yeah.
but I have to take some.
No, for sure. I agree with that. I agree.
Like, because I'm the losing coach, I have to take some.
I agree.
So we can't let him slide. All people say he's a good coach. Yo, what have you done for me lately?
Yeah.
It's true, and I agree that he is more than likely, if a year ends like this again, is going to be on the hot seat heading into year 3. I believe it's year 3.
Yeah.
So, I still think he gets to year 3 though. But man, the Tigers roster to me, if you were to put it up against anybody, that's probably the worst roster in baseball, bro. Like, I thought the Tampa Bay Rays, when they were going through their lineup, I was like, oh man, I think we're gonna be a lot better than these guys. And then the Rays look amazing, and it's a bunch of players. I mean, don't get me wrong, I haven't watched baseball as much as I used to, but like, come on, man, like, these guys are finding ways to win. Like, these teams are just finding relevancy, and like we said, like with every Detroit team, like, why are we such in a long drought? Why is this happening to us? Why is our teams not just bad, like the worst? Tigers
Yeah, I
have
mean,
been
I would take a middling 500 team at this
81
point.
and 81
You know?
season. I'm gonna want to go to a Tigers game. We finished 500 at least.
Yeah.
I want to go to a Tigers game.
Although, I mean, it's going to be a lot easier to go to the Tigers game. I mean, I can't wait to go with my son.
Yeah.
It's gonna
Don't get me wrong. I do like Tigers games.
Yeah.
I just
yeah,
like going
for
to
sure.
Tigers games when they're
Yeah.
relevant. It makes it even
Right.
more fun,
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with Detroit sports.
It's frustrating. It's sad. I grew up with, Tigers having the history that they have, and
Tony Clark and
oh, come on, man.
Bobby Hickinson.
Bobby Hickinson.
I knew both fielders. You know what I'm saying? Prince and Cecil.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Cecil? You go back to Cecil?
Yo, Ziad's giving away his age, man.
I
Yeah,
sure
he is.
am, man.
He
you know
talk
what I'm saying?
he talk about he watched the Bad Boys.
Hey,
Now
man.
he watched Cecil.
Hey man, I didn't go out and say Tigers roared in '84. I'm not that far back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was the last time they won. So
that is.
You know.
But yeah, it's really disappointing, and I just I want to see some meaningful games in Detroit. I know we're going back to the Pistons a little bit, but like we haven't had a playoff win in the city of Detroit in how long? You know, it's crazy. Like any of our like Red Wings, anybody. You know.
yeah, that's crazy. That's actually a great stat. We could somehow,
It's out there.
Google that somehow,
Yeah.
like realistically, like,
Yeah.
and name me a city that has waited that longer. By the way, that has 4 major sports, whatever that year is.
Right.
Name me a city that has waited that long.
For a playoff win.
Yeah, just for a playoff win.
I'll
Like,
give you a hint. Don't look at the Lions. It's been 93.
and don't look at the Pistons.
Yeah.
And don't look at the Tigers unless it's even 2014 we got swept by the Baltimore Orioles with
Yes.
the amazing pitching staff. We got Abee calling. Shout out to Abee. I'm assuming he's tuned in right now and he's calling in.
To accept, press 1.
All right.
To send a voice.
Sorry about that. Shout out to Abee. Abee,
Yo,
what's going on with your Tigers, Abee?
man, I was listening to you guys. You guys are talking some old names, talking about the organization. Listen, once Miguel's gone next year, it might open up some cap space, and maybe we can really start going after some top free agents that definitely want to come to Detroit. I don't see that happening soon, but
I'm hoping for that, but I mean, we have the money.
Yeah, like I don't even think it's money anymore because
Yeah.
our roster is filled with like solid contracts now, other than Miggy's random one.
Yeah,
Like,
and plus, do you, AB, do you trust the front office because they signed Javier Baez
No, I
and Eduardo Rodriguez to big contracts?
I don't trust the front office. You
And
guys
then-
were talking about when Mike was getting ready to die, and you had Dabrowski. Dabrowski does this thing anywhere he goes. He sells off his farm system, though. If you guys realize we're doing it's a long-term effect from what Dabrowski did to try to get us the World Series.
Yeah.
win.
He does,
He's
but
full
we still
of-
don't have a farm team. It's been a long time since that happened. I mean, it should be close to replenished, but we're statistically, I think, one of the worst farm teams to this day.
Yeah. Well, he gave up a lot of what we had, and then you figure with the recent, like you said, the recent trades we did with Austin
Yeah.
Meadows, and then just letting guys go because we can't see the talent. I mean, it goes more than just AJ Hinch. I know Moti, you used the example. You're taking blame for the charity game. It's not just coaching though. Like in this instance, in this situation, it's the whole organization.
yeah,
It really is. It's a manager. It's their, it's just a whole revamp. Where's your hitting coaches? You
No,
take
I
a
agree.
player, you're supposed to develop them. Why aren't we developing anybody? Why is it that I guarantee you, Omar, you could probably name 5 guys. Who's that guy with Suarez that went to was it Cincinnati? You talking Chase Thompson this year? You're talking about
the shortstop, that is in Cincinnati now, man.
Suarez.
Yeah, Suarez. Yeah.
No. Suarez is playing for the Mariners now.
Okay.
Yeah, he was in Cincinnati.
He was in Cincinnati. Yeah.
But what I'm saying is all these guys came and had an explosion year right after they left our farm system, or we gave them a chance and we called them up, or whatever it may be. We all had we had our hands on all these good players, young talent that we could have kept around. We'd have a solid lineup right now. We don't know whoever's making those calls, okay? Whether it's the GM, whether it's Chris Illich, whether whoever's got their hands on making these decisions they're dropping the ball.
I think
Dropping the ball
Avila. I think Avila also set us back a lot. By the way.
Yeah, for sure. And just we're just in a bad situation, man. Like the Tigers, I don't even call this year one of the rebuild. Like this is like we're negative. We're in a negative right now. Seriously, I can't even call it year one until Miggy leaves and our players are healthy, and that will begin year one because we do have a couple guys that are injured that are probably our 1 and 2 starters, our pitching staff. So it's like we are literally, I think, in a negative of rebuild if that's possible, or year 0 at least, because we are. This year is gonna be rough, man.
Like I don't want to say I don't want us to blame Miggy. I mean, yeah, is he helping? No, absolutely not.
Like he's not even helping in terms of like the
he's
hitting.
not helping performance, and he's not helping with the salary cap. But
Yeah.
who's he holding the spot for? I mean, it's We're not
He's
a
here.
Mickey
Golden
player
State.
away, and we have all the money, and we have the draft capital, right? I mean, we just don't have. We just have a bad farm system.
What it comes down to, and I hate to say this, the Lions are going to help out with what they're doing, and I can't believe I just said that, but the Lions are going to help out.
From your lips to God's ears.
No, I mean, it's been a story. It's been a story since I was a kid. Okay, and I'm 41.
Mm-hmm.
But Detroit's not the best destination. There's a lot of people around the sports world that don't want to come to Detroit. They just the city itself, the reputation. They just don't want to come to Detroit.
I don't know if I agree with you 100%. I mean, the city itself, it's not horrible. Some people hate New York, by the way.
Well, yeah.
No, but I agree with AB. I think nobody's excited to come to Detroit.
I think people hate the front office more than they hate the city itself. To be honest with you, like especially with the Lions, was really bad front office. Like look how they did Calvin Johnson, and he's Hall of Fame. And they did him dirty.
No, I hear what you say.
Yeah.
I don't mean the city. I don't mean the city and the red. I'm just talking about Detroit itself, the name, the essence to Detroit for some reason. Who is the white defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings? Like
you're talking about Jared Allen. I remember what you're talking about.
No, okay, but he's an example. He's just an example.
Yeah. He walked it back though.
Publicized it. Like, this is what these other athletes are hearing. You got a guy like that coming out just talking about, I'd rather play anywhere and just be in the worst case scenario, rather than be in Detroit.
That's him, though. He's a guy that wears a cowboy hat and plays in Minnesota.
No,
of course, Detroit's not his type of town.
But you got to remember, when you publicize that, when you talk about that in the news, every time it comes to you're playing Detroit once a year because you're in division, and that's what you're saying. And anybody else who's ever came over now think about some of the athletes that come over and dealt with the bad front office of the Lions.
That's the more concern, the front office.
Gronk also mentions he don't want to play for Detroit also.
Right. Yeah.
No, for sure, man.
No, baby, you're absolutely right, man. I think a playoff game, for Detroit would be huge. But you were 41 2 years ago. What's going on?
That's not fair. Hey, man, that's not fair. That's not fair.
I'm not. Listen, guys. Tony's not on the show. We're not sitting there trying to hide age and make ourselves look younger. Shout out to Tony.
Shout out to Tony, number one buyer of Just for Men.
Not an ad, by the way. That's not an ad.
Not an ad.
All right, AB, we appreciate the phone call, man. Looking forward to you, inshallah, next week, man.
Sorry, guys, I couldn't make it today. That was
you're here in spirit,
really
brother.
last, and I got up.
Hey, AB, man, I had some material for you, but I'll save it to next week.
Oh, I already know. I had to do an extra week of research. I know it was start off.
RJ Hampton.
I had to do I didn't get all the information I needed, and we got to come prepared. Moti, I know you're ready for me.
RJ Hampton.
Listen, guys, have a wonderful show. Have a wonderful weekend.
You too.
Inshallah, we'll see you guys.
Inshallah.
All right, AB.
All right, have a good one.
You too. All right, well, let's move on to more positive news. And I can't believe I'm about to say this, okay? The Detroit Lions is the team to watch when it comes to Detroit sports, guys. They're our best hope right now. If I had to rank, we said Tigers are last. Number one to me is our best hope. The closest per team to contention is the Detroit Lions. First of all, the draft, I believe, is April 29th, if I'm correct, or 27th or 29th. All right, circle that date. I was thinking about this hard last night. I don't know why. I was in deep thought, man. I was in very deep thought. And I was like, guys, I really believe the Lions, before the draft, are a top 4 team in the NFC. I'm dead serious when I say this. Mm-hmm. And I do think we're the favorites in the NFC North. But I believe after the NFL draft, once Brad Holmes does his cooking again, because I do think we're going to somehow get Jalen Carter. I don't know why. I'm having that feeling. Even if we have to maybe even trade up. I'm just throwing that out there. I could see a team probably trading up for Arizona. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But then I see I feel like our roster can hang with any NFC team, guys. Mm-hmm. If we get Jalen Carter at 18, we get the next best corner, because I think there will be one available with all these receivers and quarterbacks and offensive linemen that are going to go off the board. We might get our chance on Joey Porter, Christian Gonzalez. You know, we might even get Devon Witherspoon if he falls somehow, some way. Somebody might be there. If we get another nice corner, because if you think about it, Emmanuel Mosley's on a 1-year deal. Jeff Okudah got 1 more year left. So we really do need like a young corner to like, you know, maybe we could build off of next year. You know what I'm saying?
I think Gardner's also on a 1-year deal.
Yeah, he's on a 1-year deal. So I could see us kind of looking towards the following year and how we can save money on that position by getting us a corner maybe this year. And then, so like we have 5 picks in the top 81, right? Mm-hmm. If we could somehow, I don't care how it happens, we get the interior defensive lineman, get a corner, get another offensive weapon, which I don't mind it being a tight end, by the way, because there's some great tight ends this year. And then we get an offensive lineman and we get a linebacker. If we can get 5 players in the top 81, so we're going to get 5 of the best 81 college players. I don't think people understand how good Jameson Williams is. Like, look at him like a rookie going into this year. If he was a rookie, he would be the best receiver in this draft class. Easily be the best receiver in this draft class.
Right.
Basically, we got the best receiver in this draft class coming into our team. With the 5 best rookies, top 81 rookies, added onto our roster that we did a great job in free agency, by the way, adding pieces to our team, we have definitely a top 4 roster in the NFC, guys. And when you couple that with the coaching staff, we had the number 5 scoring offense in the NFL. All right, we had the number 5 scoring offense in the NFL, guys. That was only towards the Eagles and the Cowboys were better than us by a point. Our defense has gotten so much better, and then again, adding those pieces to the draft, guys, man, I know Moti said he doesn't want to get excited and he's tired of the hype, and I don't want to get too hype. I really don't. I hate the hype too, and I'm trying to hold my hypeness because we're still in April.
Yeah.
But guys, I'm telling you right now, guys, the Lions are set up, and the best part, because I heard this coming out, because I think Brad Holmes realizing it as well, is that we have given a strong contract to Teddy Bridgewater.
I'm glad.
What does that tell me, Moti?
Yeah.
I think teams that know that they're legit, what do? They get a backup quarterback because they know that starting quarterback gets hurt, your season is in turmoil. Look at the Eagles. They couldn't win a game with Gardner Minshew with the amazing roster that they had. They literally had a Super Bowl roster. Yeah. So, like, that was a sign to me. And I don't care if it's Teddy Bridgewater or we draft a rookie quarterback, because I think we should also look into drafting a rookie quarterback, you know, even if it's 4th, 5th, 6th round, because I think there's some nice little gems. But getting Teddy Bridgewater, to me, us offering him the most serious contract out there, tells me that we are ready for contention. Because we're ready for, just in case Goff is out for 3-4 weeks, we can still get that quarterback that's going to get us 2-3 wins while he's out. And that was the biggest sign to me that, like, I think the Lions understand that they're there, bro. They're there, and I think the fans need to realize that we're there. I know people are hyping us up, but in all reality, I think we need to realize that we are in a great situation, guys. Like, I think the Lions, man, dude, I'm honestly, like, we lost to the Eagles by a touchdown. With the roster that we had, and we're playing our worst football the first 8 weeks of the season, guys. Yeah. And the Eagles made it to the Super Bowl. Like, the 49ers are the only team that scared me. Other than the Eagles, maybe. But I think the Eagles, you know, it's going to be tough to repeat what they did. So it's like, name me another team in the NFC that scares you. Like, I don't think the Cowboys scare me, man. Like, the Cowboys are good, but they don't scare me. The 49ers only scare me because they have a great defense. But their quarterback situation right now is a big question mark. They have a huge question mark in their quarterback situation. And then you got the Eagles. Vikings, get away from me. Packers, no good. The Bucks, no good. The whole NFC South, no good. You know, Seattle are in a good situation too, by the way. Seattle is in a good situation, but I'll take the Lions, Jared Goff over Geno Smith any day of the week. So, you know, talk to me, guys.
Yeah, so you said about trading up to get Carter. I wouldn't.
If I trade up, I would get to Will Anderson, by the way. That was the only person I would trade up for.
Yes. Thank you. That's what I would trade up for. Otherwise, you know, I honestly, whoever we pick with our first pick, I trust Brad Holmes at this point. I think he's earned it. He's found gems in the 6th round and 5th round or wherever. But I really wish we would have done something with our linebacker position in the free agency. We didn't. I really wish we would have got something in the tight end. There was Goddard, I think, was available. Gesicki. And they were 1-year deals, so it's not like it would have been a huge investment. We didn't, and that's fine. you're gonna think I'm crazy. I think we should draft a running back at some point, early rounds, because I'm not a fan of re-signing running backs. Swift is coming up on his, he's gonna get renewed.
Last year.
Yeah, so we got Montgomery. He's really good, and that's a whole nother thing with Jamal Williams and Montgomery. I think it's a upgrade.
Big time.
Absolutely.
And it sucks to be Jamal Williams because he took less money than he would have taken. But that's another point for another time. I think that we need to get another running back with our picks. Our receivers I think we're set.
Yeah.
I honestly, like you said, we have J-Mo, who technically this is kind of his first year, because last year he started November. Yeah. So as long as our O-line stays healthy, I'm not really concerned with our offense. It's really our defense that's the big deal. We nailed it with Hutchinson, with Houston, and with Rodrigo and
Kirby Joseph. My man Brad Holmes be
Yeah.
cooking, bro. He's cooking, man.
And you're also right. We need corners, and corners take a little bit longer to develop. So if you can get one now, they'll be ready in a year or two. Not everybody's Sauce Gardner. They could be ready to go right away.
Yeah. And that's why when I said offensive weapon, I don't care what position it might be, because I just think we might just need one more offensive weapon. I'm only saying tight end because this is the deepest tight end class in recent history, guys. There's like 5 or 6 good tight ends, and I really do think that's why the Lions didn't go after a tight end, because they know that this was a deep class of tight ends, and they have 5 picks in the top 81, and they could pick their poison in a way, because you might have 2 that might go in the first round, but then there's a good 3 or 4 that's going to be sitting there in the second, third round for us, and we can just.
I would take it at the 3rd round, but if we do take a quarterback like you suggested, I really don't want to take one in the 5th, 6th round. Those are just practice squad quarterbacks. If anything, I would take. If you're going to take one early. Otherwise, and I wouldn't even be mad. A lot of people are like, "Oh, we have Jared Goff, we're fine," but there's nothing wrong with having another one. If you think he's generational, go for it. Otherwise, I would love to have Teddy Bridgewater. He's just as adequate. It would be too much of a drop off with him and Goff.
I just want to say before Mochi says something, I think the Lions were high on Hendon Hooker. But then now that they're saying that he might go in the first round, I think that's why they probably were like, all right, let's go hit up Teddy Bridgewater, because it looks like we're not going to be able to get our guy. Because first, originally they were saying he was 3rd rounder. Now there's rumors saying that he's a 3rd best quarterback in this draft, or he's going.
Quarterbacks are shooting up, man. Richardson was another guy.
Yeah,
the same thing. Where he just started low and then he just shot up the draft board.
Yeah. But Moti, go ahead, talk to us, Moti.
Yeah, as far as Teddy Bridgewater, Teddy Bridgewater is basically waiting for that Lamar situation to pan out, because if Lamar doesn't work out a deal, Teddy feels like he could jump, go to Baltimore and be a starter, and get starter money, But as far as the Lions addressed a few things in the offseason, right? They addressed their cornerback position. They addressed their running back, situation. So you guys mentioned that you guys would like to see a running back. You said you would like to see, a cornerback being drafted. I think they showed their hand of what they're targeting in the draft by who they signed the free agency. I feel like interior lineman, Jalen Carter is the target at 6. But I feel like at 18, they're going linebacker, and the more we get close to the draft, the more I look at, these linebackers getting mocked to us. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. I believe in Holmes, and I believe what they're doing. They're in the right direction and stuff. But my heart's been broken for so long. I got to see results. You said the NFC is weak. I agree. Okay, so if the NFC is weak, we should definitely be the NFC North champs this year.
100%. That's our goal.
Anything other than that is a disappointment, then, right?
100%.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if that happens, then all right, we're heading in the right direction. But even if we make the playoffs and not win the North, why y'all hyping us up? You know what I'm saying? Vegas to me never loses that. It's crazy, right?
Oh, for sure.
They got us as the favorites.
That's what I'm saying. But Vegas to me,
That's crazy.
It's crazy when they get their odds. How they get their odds out like
Could
that.
you imagine we have a bye week in the playoffs?
Forget the bye week. A home game,
Well, I know
guys.
I know we're jumping
Home
ahead,
game.
but that's a home game. But
Yeah.
if Vegas said number one in the NFC, that's
Not
a
one
bye
NFC,
week.
one North, NFC North.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Yeah. No, we're not the number one NFC yet.
I was
Not
gonna
yet.
say that's bold.
No,
Guys.
but Vegas be making these predictions, and to me,
Yeah,
it's
don't they got us
crazy.
at like 9.5 wins or 10 wins or
Yeah.
something?
That to me is like, man, listen, if you're a better, bro,
I'll
9.5
take that.
wins, man. I see the Lions
Yeah.
11-6 minimum, winning the North, winning like I.
They need 10 to get in the playoffs, Ahmad.
Yeah.
So everybody's
Exactly.
hype on us.
That's what I
10
understand.
wins.
That's why I don't think
Yeah.
how that correlates. I don't know why
Yeah.
they picked us at 9.5 when they see us winning the North. Like to me, you need 10 wins. I mean, if you're gonna win the North, you need at least probably 11, right? You
Yeah.
need,
I
if
would
you're
say-
gonna
I
win a
would say
division.
so.
So my opinion, I think Lions 11 wins, right? At least that's my minimum. I'm hoping that's our 6 losses. To be honest with you, I'm looking at our schedule. Like we're gonna have to do some dumb stuff. To be honest with
I
you.
mean, you got to count Green Bay twice. I mean, whenever Rodgers decides to leave, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's all.
Dude, guys, and we could break it down. Like I wanted to talk about this. Like guys, look at the the NFC quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Jalen Hurts is number one, and let's be honest, I love Jalen Hurts, but if
I know
he's
you do.
he's leading the conference in quarterbacks, we're in a great situation, guys.
Let me co-sign with Ahmad because he loves him some Jalen. He was on my show, Act Accordingly podcast, and I sent him clips when he was high on Jalen Hurts when everybody was down on him. I think Jalen Hurts or Ahmad and Jalen Hurts' mother is the only one that believed in Jalen Hurts.
Yeah. So, you got Jalen Hurts, right? Name me the second best quarterback in the NFC right now. And Aaron Rodgers leaving, by the way. Name me the
I
second.
don't even think Aaron Rodgers is number 2. What did he do last year? He took a giant step backwards.
Yeah.
I mean, his last pass as a Green Bay Packer is an interception
To Detroit Lions.
to the Detroit Lions.
Yeah,
I love
That's
it.
the best part.
Hey.
He's at Stafford, so we can argue, right? You got Stafford, you got
It could be Dak. Yeah, it has to
Prescott.
be Dak.
So
No, Dak is really. I would say Derek Carr. I really like Derek Carr.
Who?
no, I'll take Stafford and Dak Prescott over
What
Derek
team,
Carr.
what team you play for now?
He's being sarcastic, but that's my point, guys. Like honestly, that's where you can start having the bro. I saw a post very similar to this one. They had Daniel Jones in there. Like, are you guys kidding me
Daniel
right now,
Jones,
guys?
Geno Smith. It's like we're living in a
They
twilight
had
zone.
Geno Smith in there, Mohammed. Like, I couldn't believe it. I really don't think people understand the pathway that we are. Like, we are in a very blessed situation right now. Detroit is. Like, I know right now there's a lot of stuff going on in America. I always said if the Lions ever make it to the Super Bowl, like, the world would be, like, crazy. And it's like, the world's getting crazy, guys.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy, man. Especially in America. It's
So
getting crazy, guys.
Maybe we got a chance then.
Yeah. I really believe we are in a 3-year window of a Super Bowl, guys.
I would even argue even smaller.
I
by the
know.
way,
I'm trying to be generous.
You want me to tell you the team to watch out for after this year? Chicago.
Yes,
Chicago has nothing but draft pick and money.
I agree. By the way, throwing this out there, the Lions are number 3 in cap space still.
Yes. Yeah.
We have the 22 million. It goes Chicago, Carolina, and Chicago's in their own world of cap space.
Yeah. There's
And then Carolina only had like another million than us. And I know they just signed somebody on offensive lineman, so we might actually be tied with them now. So, guys, we still got the money. I know you said we didn't get a linebacker. I believe it or not, obviously I think we're gonna draft some, but I think the Lions are gonna make a huge move, man. I don't know what it's gonna be.
Who's out there? Because I wanted I want a Wagner.
Yeah.
He would have been a good veteran linebacker.
I don't even know if it's a
I wanted
linebacker.
him. As far as like interior defense, and I was hoping that he would make the trip to Detroit. He didn't. He got signed before it happened. Caleb Campbell.
Oh yeah.
That would've been really
Atlanta.
nice.
Atlanta.
That would have been really nice.
Why he go to Atlanta?
I ain't gonna lie to you guys, Atlanta guys.
Retirement.
It's maybe that. It's also it's an easy division. I mean, like they were at the end of the year, they were like this close to either being number 1 pick or in the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was like that competitive, and it was.
And that was with Tom Brady in the division.
Yes, 8-9 won the division.
Jacksonville, get your boy back.
Oh, Ridley?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him, man. I mean, that's a whole nother conversation. But Lions, guys, any final words, man? Because it's already, believe it or not, we already an hour in the show. We haven't even talked about NBA playoffs or Lamar Jackson or Angel Reese or any of that situation. So you want to wrap it up with the Lions? Quickly want to say anything, man? I mean, obviously we're gonna talk more about them as the weeks go on. But Z, we're gonna let you say something because you know you're here right now. Any final comments about the Lions and what you want to see and.
Well, I remember back in the day, Night Train Lane. No, I'm just joking. I'm not going to go all old man on you. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited. Hopefully, Brett Holmes pulls out some magic, and we'll see what we see.
And Ben Johnson coming back, guys, is another.
Oh, that's another like, underrated guy.
People got to understand, like, these guys see it, Moti. They see it. It's just we kind of like. I know as fans, like, oh yeah, but we really got to see it. Like the roster, the way it's being built, guys. We're built to last, man. They're building it the right way too, Muhammad. Like they're doing it the right way. I love it. And look at their contracts, man. They're doing an amazing job picking their poison. Like, why would C.J. Gardner-Johnson come to us? You think nobody else offered him a 1-year deal?
Yeah.
Like, why did he come to us? Like, let's be real, man. Like,
yeah.
I mean, think about it though. I mean, it was a 6.5 million with like 2.5 million in incentives. So I don't know if somebody's asking. I mean, like I ain't gonna lie. Like he's a good player, but I don't. Sometimes people be afraid of his character in the locker room.
It's 1 year though.
You know. He immediately went on social media talking about the Eagles.
So did Jamal Williams on his way out. You know.
What, he talked about Detroit?
Yeah.
Oh, for real?
he had a
Yeah, he
press
did.
conference.
Yeah.
What did he say about Detroit?
He does that. I mean, even when he left Green Bay, he did the same thing. Like, oh,
Like
the
shots,
Lions-
Guys, you do not know how happy that I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Jamal. I'm so happy we got Montgomery over.
Oh,
here.
100%.
Yes.
People don't understand. He's a great locker room guy, but Jamal Williams got 17 touchdowns because we have a great line.
Yeah.
And he was getting 1-yard
Yeah.
carries.
Yes. Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
got those
see.
touchdowns. He
He's
didn't
gonna
get them
see.
like how Barry got him. He got him like
Yeah.
that. You know?
Like,
He tried to use that as leverage in the negotiation.
I broke a record. I'm like, come on, man.
Let's be
The
real.
offensive line broke that record.
Hey, a big time sleeper. I mean, I know we might end up being in the league. I know I might be in the league with Moti, but I think David Montgomery is a low end RB1. I don't know where he's going in drafts, 4th, 5th round, but I would take him in every.
I'm definitely
single
messing
league.
with Dawood.
All right, he's having. I think he's gonna be great. I think that we might draft a running back. I think we might end up trading Swift on draft day for some reason.
I don't think so. I think we're gonna let his contract just let it.
I mean, I want him to stay. I want him to stay.
I do too, but he's injured and
Think about it, guys,
You can put
right?
anybody behind that line. Well, not anybody.
Think
obviously.
about it. Swift's type of running game. What does it fit? A third round. I mean, a third down back.
Yeah,
He's a third down back.
yeah.
Come out the outfield. and,
I love that.
You
I
talk
love
about Montgomery.
the Montgomery
honestly, no, they'll split it. That'll be
Yeah.
a Pollard.
Montgomery
Elliott thing, I
he
think.
runs between the tackles. He'll
Yeah.
catch it. He do all that.
Hey,
He did that with a bad O line in
Yeah.
Chicago, and he even said, "He goes, I saw this O line, and his mouth was watering."
Yeah. I mean, dude, then follow the money too. We paid him. I mean, when Lions low key, they've been greedy with the money the last couple of years. Good smart way. So we
Yeah.
paid him. So
Yeah.
follow the money, man. They're definitely gonna give Montgomery his chance. Got to give a shout out to Hammer Time True Value Hardware right quick, and then we're gonna maybe, you know, I don't know, we'll decide while the ad is going on. So Hammer Time True Value Hardware, Yusuf, and then we'll continue on.
Hammer Time True Value Hardware. Hammer Time True Value Hardware has all of your hardware needs. They have items for cooling, heating, lawn care, plumbing, electrical, and much more. They have great service, great prices. If you want to shop local, then look no further than Hammer Time True Value Hardware, the best hardware store in the Detroit-Hamtramck area. The Detroit location is 16380 East Warren Avenue, Detroit, Michigan. Shout out to BG, shout out to Adnan, and everybody over there at Hammer Time True Value Hardware.
All right, so basically we're going to just talk a couple basketball notes before we shut off the show. By the way, shouts again to all of our sponsors, BC Adhesives, Balkan House, Qahwa House, Hanley, Unique Coin Island, Hammer Time True Value Hardware, and Juice Box and Hamtramck. So first of all, let's just talk about quickly. I just want to hear y'all thoughts about the Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark situation. You know, obviously, of course, everything in America ends up becoming a race thing, right? Ends up becoming a race thing and stuff like that. And, you know, this was wrong, blah, 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 this was wrong. So, Moti, I'll start off with you. Like, what were your overall thoughts? And I'm sure you probably heard about it and read about it and seen the stuff. What are your overall thoughts on the whole situation? Was it just something that was just blown overboard, or was it something that was more than what it was? You know?
Absolutely, it was blown overboard.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Listen, man, you know, I'm pretty sure Amber knows. I'm pretty sure Ziad heard. I've been in some intense moments in my life when it comes to sports. Do I think I crossed the line before? Hell yeah, I did. I'm not gonna lie, and I regret it. But I don't think she crossed the line. The two girls were going back and forth. It was a very competitive game, and you know, I didn't think she kicked her intent. Or she tripped her intentionally. You know, I didn't think she did anything. This is just in a moment of the game. What she do? Just show her finger like we won the ring.
Yeah.
It's like when Clay pointed at the scoreboard to tell people like, look at the score.
Right.
Or he put up four 4 fingers.
Yeah.
Like, yo, that's just friendly trash talk. Even the girl from Iowa said, I love it for the game.
Exactly.
Like, it's gonna make our game be so for the outside to blow it up, man. I don't do the race thing, man. But this felt a little racy.
Oh, they made it.
You know what I'm saying? So
they made it very racy.
yeah. So,
yeah, because she did it like copy paste the whole "you can't see me"
Yeah.
thing. Like pretty much the only difference is she pointed at her ring.
Yeah. So
Because she won it. I mean, right? But it was okay for her, not okay.
I
for
think that's
her.
a perfect example of our world, by the way. We always do this. You know, I think the outside media, outside people, population, like
Yeah.
we're terrible. We're terrible people, like when it comes down to this stuff. But you know what kind of calmed me down a little bit? Because when you start reading about it and stuff, and then you start hearing it, like you get upset. But I loved what Angel Reese said about if these were guys, this would not be talked about.
absolutely.
That's true.
And I was sitting there, I was like, that's 100% true. Like,
Yeah.
man, guys be doing worse.
I just got done saying Isaiah Thomas is, he's a hero and everything. She did exactly what that was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I love it. And Caitlyn was a good sport about it. She was like, hey, she won.
Like,
You
why
know?
are we like this? Like,
I like her, by the way. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
her.
Yeah, she's good, man. She's good. Like,
Ratings came out, Umar, and the women's championship, it was more than the men's.
yeah.
Well, it's a kind of a couple things. One, it was because of that whole thing, right? And two, it's like the market was small. The people went to the Final Four for the men's side, and that's another thing that you hit on. This is great for women's basketball. They really needed it. This is something that would attract them to watch the games. And what I didn't like, and it's politics. It's very much politics. The White House invited both.
Oh man,
I think that, and then she
That was
tried to say
terrible.
we're like, oh, it's all good for womanhood. And
That's
then,
terrible.
And Iowa again took the high road and like, no, LSU won.
Yeah.
They deserve to go to the White House.
That's so terrible.
Joe Biden's seen a lot of things in his life.
Hey,
Yeah.
let me tell you something, guys. I just want to say something right quick. Like, there's so many people that would have to go through. Like, how does that come out and you guys think that's a great idea?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
guys, I would be at the table like, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. That's a
Seriously.
dumb idea.
Yeah.
Because that's when, like, I'm gonna be honest with you, like, you're kind of showing your hand a little bit.
You want me to tell you why? And it's again extremely politics. Iowa is a good, it's a good get to get election time. Yes.
How many
Electoral votes.
I'm not sure, but it's one of those states. It's a swing state, so
Hey.
you want that one.
Hey, they're allowing too many things to go on, man.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know
Yeah.
what it is, but there's a lot of things that letting things slide and letting things be okay.
It's crazy.
Yo, let me tell you something, man. It is very crazy, wallah.
Yeah. Well,
I would not want my kid to come home with a participation trophy.
for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Well, I'll tell you what, Motu. You know what else is about to get crazy is this NBA playoffs, okay? Because I think this is the first year, especially in the West, I think it's wide open.
Oh, absolutely. From 5 to whatever, as far as like position wise,
Yeah.
and then who's gonna win it? I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I was going to more talk about like
Yes,
who's going to win
I know,
it.
yeah.
I sincerely believe right now the 2 favorites in the West is Phoenix and the Lakers. Say that I'm wrong. I don't care what you got to
I
say.
agree with you halfway.
Go ahead. Who you got right now?
I think Phoenix.
Can I just quickly say the projected matchups right
Go
quick?
for it.
All right,
Go
so
for it.
so we'll start out with the East. So you got so you got the play-in. You got Miami, Atlanta, Toronto, and Chicago. But we're gonna just say Miami and Atlanta comes in for the sake of quickly just going over. So you got Milwaukee versus Atlanta, Boston versus Miami, Philly versus Brooklyn, Cleveland versus New York. That's in the East. In the West, you have Denver versus New Orleans. You got Memphis versus Lakers. You got Sacktown versus Golden State. You have Phoenix versus the Clippers. So now I personally said that coming out of the West, I got Phoenix and LA. You said halfway agree. Why is that?
Phoenix got too good. I mean, Durant saw the best team and he knew where he was going,
Yeah.
and that's what happened. And I think they're the best team, even though the ranking doesn't show it. I know that they're not number 1 seed, but I think that's the team to beat.
Do you know who was the hottest team coming out of ever since the All-Star break?
Who's that?
The Los Angeles Lakers. They had the best.
They were so bad though. They were so bad before the
I'm talking about they had the best record from the All-Star break till now.
Yes, they were so bad before the break though. And they'd have to be really good because now they're in it. Right?
Yeah. Just, I do think that there's just, to me, any team in the playoffs does not want to play LeBron James and Anthony Davis, bro. Like, I personally think the West is so, so many teams have question marks, and obviously the Lakers have their own question marks. But to me, ultimately, like, Do I want to see Anthony Davis and LeBron James? Heck no, I don't.
Right.
You know, in the playoffs, personally. Moti, what are your thoughts?
I mean, you mentioned those two players, and I agree with you, but you know, we forget that the GM made some great moves, man.
He did.
Like, I swear, like, I'm telling you guys, I don't know how he did it.
I don't know how he did it.
But he hit every spot they needed.
Mm-hmm.
Every spot they were lacking, he got somebody for it.
Depth.
He got depth. He got shooter Malik Beasley. He got defender.
Jared Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt. He replaced the point guard.
Yeah.
All right, like he actually got a point guard now.
Yeah.
Because Westbrook to me is not a point guard.
No.
You know, he's a combo guard.
Westbrook is a basketball player.
Yes.
Absolutely. Oh, first
That's what his label
first
is.
ballot Hall of Famer, by the way.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm not taking anything away from him.
Yeah.
He's like Luka. Same thing. He can't play. He can't play with
Okay.
others.
Ball
He can't
dominant
play-
and stuff.
Yeah, he can't play with others.
They allowed him to shoot the other day.
It was funny.
He was making
that
it.
shot,
He was making
man.
it.
That was hilarious.
No, but the Lakers, yeah, man. I mean, I agree with you, Ahmad, man. I think the Lakers are a threat. You know, in the West, you know, Phoenix, of course, is a threat, and you know, it'll be sweet to see that as the Western Conference Finals right there.
That would be incredible. The ratings would be through the roof.
Oh yeah.
But we need the Lakers to get the 6th seed, though. I don't like them in the play-in.
I disagree. Well, first of all, I don't think they're going to get the 6th seed anymore because Golden State is minus 17-point favorites against Portland today. I seen that today, and they're away, and they're minus 17
Well,
points.
doesn't that put them like? I mean, if they win, don't they get 5th seed? I think?
Well, if the Clippers lose, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
But no matter what, the Lakers can't jump the Clippers. So, Mohammed, the 6th seed is pretty much out for the Lakers. I mean, unless Portland makes a miraculous victory today.
Right.
Which I don't think is going to happen. But the Denver Nuggets better hope.
Bro, today is Clyde Drexel night in Portland, bro.
Oh, okay. I mean, can you name me 5 players on the Portland Trailblazers roster
Right now?
Yeah, it's struggle. Good luck.
Stop it.
All right, but the Denver Nuggets better hope. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. They're on thin ice, guys. You know they had their starters playing yesterday. They lost to the Utah Jazz. Like, Denver Nuggets to me is a soft 1 seed.
Yeah.
All right. Memphis Grizzlies don't have Steven Adams, so now to me that's a big threat to go against the Lakers. Steven Adams is going to be huge for them. You know, that's one thing that the Lakers probably would be a hard time on, is a player that can grab rebounds down low and probably could check Anthony Davis too. So it's like, you got Memphis against LA. What I'm trying to say is you're going to see a lot of top seed upsets in the West. So then 3, you got Sacramento projected to play against Golden State, who's about to be healthy. Wiggins might be going to be back. And then you got Clippers and Suns. Maybe the Suns is the only top team that might even make it out of the West, the first round. You know? That's the West. And then you got the East, right? You got the Bucks, like I said, Atlanta. You got Miami versus Boston. That's a dangerous series right there for Boston. If that like pans out, because you still do got the play-in. And then you got Brooklyn versus Philly, which Brooklyn, you know, they're playing well, but I don't see them being Philly. And then you got New York against Cleveland, which is a toss-up. Who's your favorite coming out of the East, guys?
It's the Bucks.
Me too.
Yeah,
I like
the Bucks. I mean, that's more. I mean, looks wise, that's more cement. Like, you know, it's not as wide open as the West.
Yeah, I agree.
know,
and I think Boston's not playing.
Which
they're
makes
weird this
it
year.
more disappointing that the Pistons are where they're at right now. Honestly, it's the Bucks and it's everybody else.
Yeah.
Is what I think.
And that's why, man, with the right moves, man, the Pistons could just hop right into contention.
Absolutely. If we get that number 1 pick.
If we get the number 1 pick and we have the money, I'm telling you, right? If we get the number 1 pick, by the way, we can immediately start making moves because we already know who we're getting. It's not like a question mark.
Right.
So like, the Pistons are gonna be all in, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you right now, like with the new coach, with the, you know, using their money towards players, because I guarantee you, I don't know the number, but we have to be top 3 best. Like money going into the year for sure. Like think about who we have on our roster. Bojan Bogdanovic is the only guy that's getting money right now. Who else?
No. Yeah, we got a lot of young players.
Yeah, everybody's young. Everybody's probably on their still rookie deals. I feel like.
Yeah.
But let's go back to the playoffs, Moti. Who you got from the East?
The Bucks are definitely the favorites, but you know I'll never count on Boston. I think Boston is a very deep team, but mentioning deep teams, you know. Not about these teams, but Brooklyn, for instance, right? Brooklyn to me is a dark horse. Like them making those trades, Ahmad. Like people would think they're tanking or they're just giving up on the season. These guys are playing ball, man. They're playing team ball. The guy Mikal Bridges, I swear, coming out of college, I thought he was a good player. He just went to a situation where he was a 4th option.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now he's easily number 1, maybe 2 at best. Option there in Brooklyn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and and he's showing off his skills.
Bro, he's averaging 27 at Brooklyn.
All day. Hey, talented. So,
And he was averaging 17, which I didn't even know in Phoenix, which is an amazing fourth option, by the way. He's averaging 17 points and not getting that much shots.
exactly. But you know, me wanting to make fun of our Delaware cousins, I want that upset.
Okay, Yusuf just commented that they're going to go to the conference finals. I definitely don't see that happening. The upset, I would not be surprised, bro, because Brooklyn is a better. They're playing. You know, they're a team. You know, Philly, they got James Harden and Joel Embiid. You know. Yeah, and James Harden doesn't have a great track
really
record.
Joel Embiid. You
Yeah.
stop him.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, but they're not beating Boston. Boston, you know, unless like Miami upsets Boston, which, dude, I'm telling you right now, Miami's that team.
I mean, they got a pretty deep team.
Yeah, Miami's that team, but like, you know how the Lakers, you don't want to see them in the West?
Yeah.
That's like in that play-in. I think Miami's that team you don't want to see in the East.
I ain't gonna lie to you guys. I don't even watch the East no more. I don't know what's going on in the East.
Yeah. I mean,
lie.
Miami's still Miami. That's what I'm just saying. Like, they have that track record. You know, they've been there before. They you know, they got the guy. They have a guy that can take them. You know, they still have Bam Adebayo too, who's an all-star. So, you know, I just, you know, it's gonna be fun.
Is Jimmy Butler a superstar?
Yes.
No.
I think so, man.
You don't think so?
I say no.
Bro, I think to me, a superstar is a guy where if you give him the ball, he can make something happen every single time, and Jimmy Butler can do that to me. Rather if it's like making the right pass or getting a bucket, you know, I just think Jimmy Butler can still do that. But it's starting to like slowly die out a little bit.
Does he have a signature shoe?
Oh, that's what you judge it off of?
No, I mean it's part of it.
Austin Reeves got a signature shoe.
No, he don't.
He does.
I mean, he probably signed a new company. He can't do that.
Hey, Lakers, watch out for the Lakers, man. I'll tell y'all right now, especially Lakers in the playoffs, you know, at home, you know, LeBron, you know, he turns up.
Yeah.
We haven't seen him in the playoffs like, what, 2 years?
Playoff basketball is different.
It's different, man.
Yeah, but you know, he's a little long in the tooth. He's not the same LeBron that we know.
Listen, man. Believe it or not, I agree, but I mean his numbers don't say that.
He I think he's played the most games to like his because he started from high school and he's been going to the finals ever since. So he's played like the most games.
Crazy,
I mean, so he's
Name
got
me
a lot
the-
of wear and tear.
Name me the last time LeBron made it to the playoffs and didn't get to at least the conference finals. I'm telling you guys, it's a whole nother animal, and I know it's a whole nother animal too, guys. And Anthony Davis right now is playing like a top 5 player in the NBA. And then, like we said, that supporting cast, man, it's the best supporting cast he had since they won the NBA championship.
Hey Ziad,
Watch out for the Lakers, man.
You know, I'm a big LeBron fan, right? So I'm always the debater when it comes to LeBron and Jordan, and people you know, knock LeBron because they say he played too many games, or like how can you know, knock a guy for that with that?
No,
success?
I don't do that.
I'm saying with that success he has,
Yeah.
and with his health, like you should credit a guy for that.
So I know what you're talking about, and I know it's big time with your Uncle Nash, right?
Big time.
So I know he's a big time Jordan guy, and the whole knock against him is like, oh, he lost in the finals. Jordan never lost in the finals. I mean,
I just want to put this out
Jordan
there.
also lost in the first round. LeBron hasn't, or did he?
No, never.
Yeah, he has never. Okay, so I mean, you can't knock somebody. And it's still at the end of the day, it's still a team sport. You can't knock the guy, you know, for losing into the finals. He got into the finals. You know, help me out. Let me get into the finals. And lose. I'll be okay with that.
Which side are you on in this debate?
I still
And
lean towards
I can
Jordan.
tell you-
But like you said,
you're 47.
Yes, I'm not 47.
I was guessing.
I'm more
I was
47.
guessing
I'm
the
more
whole show.
47 than I am 17.
Yeah,
Yes.
I just want to quickly say this too. Uncle Nash is more of a LeBron hater than an MJ fan in these last few years. I feel like
I don't. You know, the thing is, it's not so much LeBron. It's a total different game, though. I mean, this is really apples to oranges. I mean, would LeBron? I mean, LeBron.
Yes,
I
he
think
would.
LeBron, because he's a big dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But Jordan probably would have thrived even more in this kind of league. So you don't know. I mean, but the whole flopping thing, because that's what LeBron has made. He's a big dude, but he doesn't.
Flopping lasted 1 year.
He doesn't play like a big dude though. Yeah, he's huge. He would have to learn how to. Can he learn how to do it and then do it? Because that's his whole game, like that soccer player kind of thing, you know.
Ashraf Al-Hinshadi, shout out to Ashraf, one of our students at Hanley, said that they're gonna regret it. Phoenix about the trade. I won't say that until the end of this season.
It has to be a championship.
It has to be a championship. Phoenix is all in. If they don't win a championship, for sure, it was a regret because they traded away you know, one of their best young pieces, couple young pieces, but Mikal Bridges to me, you know, he's showing his true colors right now, and he's looking like an all-star for sure. And, you know, he's still on, I'm still believe he's on his rookie deal, right? He hasn't got paid yet. So, you know, it sucks that you kind of have to deal with that. But Phoenix right now to me are the favorites in the West. That's for sure my opinion. I mean, I don't know what the Vegas odds are. I think Phoenix are the favorites. They haven't lost yet with Kevin Durant playing in the lineup. So it's like, I mean, obviously they're going to lose probably in the playoffs a couple times, but it's going to be hard to beat them, man.
Yeah.
They could come at you. First of all, they got 2 of like the top 7 best scorers in the league. There's buckets, you know, Durant and Booker. Chris Paul is a great point guard that knows how to get his players the ball. And then they got a great big man, you know. So, you know, good luck trying to beat that. That's why I hope the Lakers don't see them until the conference finals, which is what would set up that way if the way things ended where they are right now. With that said, though, hope you guys enjoyed this show. We do want to close it out. We went 1 hour and 20 minutes and didn't even kind of cover everything we wanted to cover. We'll talk about Lamar Jackson next week because I don't think that situation is going to be handled yet.
Let's call his mom and find out.
All right. We got the number?
Oh, she's got the dollar number that she's looking for.
Yeah. That's an interesting situation.
Yes.
You know, I mean, just quickly, where do y'all see him signing? Let's just say that.
He's got to stay with Baltimore. Nobody else wants him.
At first, I thought he would for sure leave, but now I'm starting to lean towards that. I feel like Baltimore might end up being the destination.
That's it. Yeah, he's not going to get the money that he wants, but he's got to hurry up and he doesn't want to be Kaepernick because then it'll be like, oh, he sat out a year, or even Le'Veon Bell. He sat out a year. How good is he going to be now? Sign, and then worry about it after that. Take a 1 or 2 year jail or something.
Moti, quickly.
No, I agree. It's Baltimore, and it's both for it's a good situation for both sides.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Well, with that said, we hope you enjoyed that. Again, this is season 2, episode 30 of the Fantasy Guys. Shout out to our sponsors one last time: BC Adhesives, The Block in the House, Kahwa House, Hanley International Academy, Unique Quinny Island, Hammer Time, True Value Hardware, and Juice Box. We appreciate all of them. Be sure to subscribe to our pages: YouTube, Oz Media, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok under Oz Media. You can listen to the show later on Apple, Spotify podcasts under Oz Media. You know, we appreciate you all for tuning in. We'll be back again next week with very similar topics, kind of update you on NBA playoffs and everything else in between. You know, any other big news happening, you know, in the country. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next